All right, welcome to our deep dive on Snowflake.
Yeah.
We're gonna be using a recent Motley Fool article as our jumping off point.
Okay.
So we can all try and figure out if Snowflake is, maybe about to make a huge comeback, right? Even though their stock price is down 68% from its highest point.
Wow, yeah.
It's a cloud data platform, right? But what makes them really different from the big names that we hear all the time, like Amazon and Microsoft?
Well, the thing about Snowflake is they've sort of managed to create this unique architecture
Okay.
that lets them work with basically all the major cloud providers.
Interesting.
It's like they're Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
Like neutral in this whole cloud war thing.
I like that.
That gives them a ton of flexibility, right?
Yeah.
They're not tied to one particular ecosystem.
Makes sense.
Like an Amazon or Microsoft, who are always obviously going to favor their own products.
Right.
Plus, they're making some really interesting moves in the AI space.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which has Wall Street super excited.
Yeah, that's what has me intrigued is that, okay, a 68% drop in stock price. That's pretty significant.
Yeah.
What's been happening with them that's caused this, downturn?
Yeah.
The article mentions some challenges.
They've had a little bit of a rough go of it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There was that hacking incident
Right.
that affected, I think, over 160 of their clients.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's important to point out it wasn't a breach of Snowflake's actual product itself.
Okay.
It was more about vulnerabilities on the client side.
I see.
But still, anytime anything like that happens,
Right.
it always makes investors nervous, especially in the tech world.
Yeah. Security is a big concern these days.
Oh, huge.
So what about the other challenges mentioned in the article?
Well, there's the retirement of their CEO, Frank Slootman,
Mm-hmm.
which always raises questions about leadership transitions.
Right.
But in this case, he actually handpicked his successor, Sridhar Ramaswamy. And he's been very vocal about his confidence in him,
Yeah.
and especially mentioning his ability to guide Snowflake into this AI-driven future.
So that CEO transition may not be a red flag then.
Right.
Okay.
At least based on what Slootman has said publicly.
Yeah, but what about the heavy investments that Snowflake's making in AI?
Yeah.
Could that be contributing to their stock struggles?
It's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Mm.
On one hand, these investments are really setting them up
Yeah.
to really capitalize on a market that's growing like crazy.
Right.
Their Cortex product is quite impressive.
Okay.
It offers everything from large language model processing,
Uh-huh.
which basically means it can understand and generate like human-like text, right?
Wow.
It's got machine learning capabilities,
Okay.
even a user-friendly conversational interface.
So even a
Wait.
non-technical person can interact with it.
Exactly.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to make AI accessible
Mm.
to a much wider audience,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is, I think, pretty smart.
Okay, so it sounds like they're really forward-thinking with that, but how does all this
Yeah.
tie back to their recent performance?
Yeah.
The article mentioned that their Q2 2025 results were mediocre.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a good word.
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag when you look at the numbers.
Okay.
Their revenue grew by 29% year over year, which on the surface sounds great,
Oh.
but it's actually a slowdown from the 33% growth
Oh.
they posted just the quarter before,
Okay.
and their earnings declined by 18%.
So that slowdown in growth, that's got to be worrying some investors.
Definitely, it definitely spooks some people.
So revenue is still growing, but at a slower pace,
Yeah.
and earnings are actually down?
Right.
Is that because of all these AI investments?
Well, it's definitely a contributing factor.
Okay.
They're spending a ton on research and development
Yeah.
to get this Cortex product out there and really gain a foothold in the AI space.
Right.
Plus, they're ramping up their marketing efforts
Yeah.
to attract new customers.
Sure.
So all of this is definitely impacting their profitability
Mm-hmm.
in the short term, but they're betting that it's going to pay off big time in the long run
Okay.
as AI becomes, even more integrated into
Right.
how businesses operate.
It's interesting that despite these struggles,
Yeah.
Wall Street is still predicting like a comeback.
Right.
The article mentioned a median price target of $169 per share,
Yeah.
which is 33% higher than where it's at right now.
Yeah. It's
So how can they be so optimistic
Yeah.
when the company's not even profitable yet?
it all comes down to that long-term potential.
Okay.
Analysts are kind of looking past those immediate challenges
Yeah.
and really focusing on how Snowflake's positioning itself for the future.
Right.
They see this huge potential in the AI market.
Mm-hmm.
And they really believe that Snowflake,
Yeah.
with its, unique platform
Right.
and those innovative products like Cortex,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be a major player in that space.
So it's like the classic bet on the future growth rather than current performance.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about the valuation?
Right.
The article mentioned that Snowflake is currently trading at 135 times its adjusted earnings,
Yeah.
which seems really expensive.
It does come with a hefty price tag. There's no denying that.
Right.
And that high valuation is something that investors definitely need to think about, because it means that a lot of that future growth
Right.
that we've been talking about is already kind of baked into the current stock price.
I see.
If Snowflake stumbles or they don't quite live up to expectations,
Right.
that stock could take a big hit.
So we've got a company with some, real potential.
Yeah,
They got a strong position in the cloud market.
definitely.
They're pushing hard into AI, but they're facing some challenges.
Yeah, a few.
Slowing growth, high valuation, the need to become profitable.
Right.
A bit of a mixed bag, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag.
And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
What's it?
Because we're not just looking at a straightforward success story.
Right.
We're actually trying to figure out a complex situation
Exactly.
and see if they can overcome these hurdles and really deliver on all this promise.
Yeah, will they live up to the hype?
Exactly. We need to dig a little deeper into their strategy, their competition, their financials, to really get a clear picture of their true potential.
Totally.
And that's what we're going to be doing in the next part of our deep dive.
All right.
We're going to explore the broader trends that are shaping the whole cloud computing industry.
Yeah.
And how those trends are impacting Snowflake's strategy and growth prospects.
Awesome.
I'm ready to dive in. This is getting really interesting.
Me too.
Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit and talk about the whole cloud computing landscape.
Yeah.
I know it's a massive market,
Oh, yeah.
but how does that tie back to Snowflake's potential,
Well, understanding the cloud landscape is kind of key to evaluating Snowflake, right?
Okay.
Think of those massive data centers run by, the big players like Amazon and Microsoft as like the foundation of the cloud. They provide that raw computing power and storage that businesses need.
All right.
This infrastructure layer,
Right.
it's a huge market in itself.
Yeah.
And it's constantly evolving.
So when we talk about cloud giants like AWS or Microsoft Azure, we're talking about this infrastructure layer.
Exactly.
And Snowflake isn't directly competing with them by building their own data centers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Snowflake's taking a different approach.
Okay.
They operate on top of this infrastructure. Remember how we talked about Switzerland? That's one of their key differentiators.
Okay.
Their platform can actually run on any of the major cloud providers.
Oh, interesting.
So that gives businesses a lot of flexibility.
Makes sense.
And it prevents them from getting locked into one specific provider.
Right, that vendor lock-in thing.
Exactly.
That can be a real pain.
Oh, yeah, it can be a nightmare for companies.
So they're not picking sides in these, cloud wars.
Nope, they're staying neutral.
Smart move.
Yeah, very strategic.
But what exactly are they offering on top of this infrastructure?
Right.
We talked about the data warehousing and AI tools.
Yep.
But what's the whole suite of services they offer?
Well, think of Snowflake as a one-stop shop.
Okay.
For anything data related. They've got tools for everything.
Like what?
From integrating data from different sources.
Okay.
Storing it securely. Transforming it into usable formats.
Right.
Analyzing it to uncover insights.
Okay.
Even sharing that data with partners or clients.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's a really comprehensive platform designed to make data accessible and valuable for everyone in an organization.
Right.
Not just the tech experts.
So they're really trying to democratize data access?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a powerful concept.
But how does this all tie back to those broader cloud computing trends that we were talking about before?
Well, there are a few key trends that are creating just massive opportunities for Snowflake.
Okay, like what?
First, you've got this explosion of data.
Right.
Coming from everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Social media, smartphones, IoT devices, business transactions, you name it.
Right.
Companies are drowning in data.
Yeah.
They need help managing it.
Yeah.
making sense of it all.
Sure.
Snowflake's data warehousing and data lake solutions are specifically designed to handle these massive data sets.
So a data lake is like a giant...
Think of it like a massive repository for raw, unstructured data.
Okay.
Like a giant data swimming pool.
So they're addressing that data overload problem.
Absolutely. That's one of their core strengths.
Okay, what else?
The second big trend is the rise of AI and machine learning.
Right, everyone's talking about AI now.
It's everywhere, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Businesses are realizing the power of AI to, uncover hidden patterns, automate processes, make better decisions.
Makes sense.
But AI requires a lot of computing power and specialized tools.
Right.
And this is where Snowflake really shines with their AI offerings like Cortex. They're making it easier for businesses to build and deploy AI solutions, which is a huge market opportunity.
So they're riding that AI wave, basically.
They are. They're providing the tools and the infrastructure that businesses need to harness the power of AI.
What other trends are playing to their strengths?
Well, data security and privacy are more important than ever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With all these high-profile data breaches happening.
Right.
And regulations like GDPR tightening up data protection requirements, businesses need to be extra careful about how they handle sensitive information.
Makes sense.
Snowflake has built security into the very core of their platform. They offer things like data encryption, access controls, compliance certifications. They understand that trust is absolutely paramount in the data world.
Right, you can have the best platform in the world.
Exactly.
But if it's not secure...
it's worthless.
Yeah, no one's going to trust you with their data.
Exactly.
What other trends should we be paying attention to?
Okay, so the final trend I'll mention is the shift towards multi-cloud strategy.
Multi-cloud, okay.
Companies are realizing that putting all their eggs in one basket with one cloud provider can be risky. What if that provider has an outage? What if their pricing changes? What if they want to use a specific service that's only available on a different cloud platform? This is where Snowflake's cloud-agnostic approach becomes super valuable. Their platform can run on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or a combination of all three.
So they're kind of like a safety net.
In a way, yeah.
Allowing businesses to diversify
and
avoid getting locked in.
That's the idea.
So it sounds like Snowflake is really well positioned to capitalize on all these major cloud trends.
That's why so many analysts are so bullish on their long-term prospects. They see Snowflake as a company that's not just addressing current market needs, but also anticipating future trends.
They're thinking ahead.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the big picture, the cloud computing landscape, how those trends are shaping Snowflake's opportunities. But let's bring it back down to earth a little bit. And talk about how companies are actually using Snowflake's technology.
That's specific.
In the real world.
Real-world applications.
Are you ready for some aha moments?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
From Snowflake's unique architecture to the broader trends that are shaping the cloud computing industry. But now let's talk about how businesses are actually using Snowflake's technology.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
To solve real-world problems, gain a competitive edge.
Real-world examples, that's what makes it all click, right?
Are you ready for some aha
moments? I'm ready for those aha moments. Let's do it.
All right. Hit me with them. I'm eager to see how all this translates into, tangible results.
Let's start with Capital One. They're using Snowflake to personalize customer experiences. Think about the amount of data they deal with. Millions of customers. Transaction histories, credit scores, spending patterns.
That's a lot.
It's massive. And trying to tailor offers and services to each individual person. It's a huge task.
That's a lot.
But Snowflake helps them manage and analyze all that data so they can create these targeted marketing campaigns and provide these personalized recommendations.
So the next time I get a credit card offer in the mail, that seems like it was made just for me.
Exactly.
I can thank Snowflake.
You got it.
I'm starting to see the value here.
It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about creating a better customer experience.
And it's not just financial services, right?
It's not at all.
Like who else?
Instacart, the grocery delivery service.
Oh, yeah.
They use Snowflake to optimize their logistics,
Okay.
which are incredibly complex.
Yeah, I bet.
You got to coordinate shoppers, stores, delivery drivers.
Yeah.
A constant flow of orders.
A lot of moving pieces.
A lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
And they got to make sure deliveries are on time.
Right.
Manage inventory.
Yeah.
Snowflake helps them analyze all that data in real time
Oh, how?
to ensure that those groceries get to your door, fresh and on schedule.
Wow, I never even thought about
Yeah.
like the data challenges involved in grocery delivery.
Intense.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah.
The next time my order arrives on time, I'll have to give a little nod to Snowflake.
There you go.
Any other interesting use cases?
Let's jump into healthcare.
Okay.
Philips, the health technology company, they're using Snowflake to power their AI-driven solutions for diagnosing and treating patients.
Oh, wow.
They're analyzing medical images, patient records, clinical research data.
That's a lot.
Huge amounts of information to improve diagnoses, personalize treatment plans, and ultimately enhance patient outcomes.
So it's not just about business efficiency anymore. It's actually about helping people, you know?
Yeah, it's about using data to solve these critical healthcare challenges.
This really highlights like how versatile Snowflake is.
It does, and these are just a few examples.
Out of many, I'm sure.
Yeah, companies across tons of industries
I bet.
are finding ways to use Snowflake to improve their operations, gain insights, drive growth.
It's clear that Snowflake is a really powerful tool.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to our main question.
Okay.
Knowing everything we know now about their technology, their position in the market, their challenges, their potential.
Right.
Is this a company worth investing in?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And like we've been talking about, there's no easy answer.
Yeah.
There are, pros and cons.
Right.
On the one hand, Snowflake has a lot going for it. Strong revenue growth, unique position in the market, a track record of innovation, solid leadership team, and a growing list of big clients who are using their platform and getting great results.
They're ticking a lot of boxes.
They are.
But what about the other side of the coin?
Well,
what are the risks?
There are definitely risks to consider.
Okay.
The competition in the cloud computing space is fierce.
Right.
I mean, you've got Amazon, Microsoft, Google.
They're big dogs.
Yeah. They're all fighting for market share.
Right.
Snowflake's valuation is still pretty high, which means a lot of that future growth we talked about is kind of already factored into the stock price.
I see.
And of course, there's always the chance they could stumble.
Right.
Or the market could shift in some unpredictable way.
Yeah, nobody has a crystal ball. So it's like a classic risk-reward scenario.
Exactly.
What advice would you give to someone who's like thinking about investing in Snowflake?
Okay, here's my take.
Okay.
If you believe in the long-term potential of cloud computing, if you see the value of Snowflake's platform, and if you're comfortable with a certain amount of risk, then Snowflake might be worth looking into.
Okay.
Do your research, dig into their financials, look at the competition, understand their strategy, and make sure you're okay with the risks before you invest any money.
Good advice.
Investing's a personal thing.
Yeah.
There's no right answer for everyone.
Right.
You got to weigh the factors that are most important to you.
Absolutely.
And make informed decisions.
Yeah.
Based on your goals and how much risk you can handle.
Investing is a marathon, not a sprint.
It is. Patience and discipline. And a long-term perspective are key.
Well said. I think we've covered just about everything.
I think so.
In this deep dive on Snowflake.
Yeah, we got into it.
Explored their technology, challenges, opportunities, and their potential.
Yeah. Hopefully now people have a better understanding of this company.
I think so.
It's a fascinating company.
It is.
And the forces that are shaping its future.
Yeah. It was a pleasure diving deep with you.
Likewise, always a good time.
Exploring these complex companies.
Yeah, they're the ones pushing things forward.
Yeah, at the forefront of innovation.
That's where it's at.
To our listener.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Snowflake.
We hope you learned something.
Remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
And the more you know about the companies you're considering investing in, the better equipped you'll be.
Right.
To make informed decisions.
Happy investing.
Happy investing, everyone.